So if you like to stay in the know or you are just a Civ fan in general, then you are probably aware of the announcement for the next iteration of Civ 7, or at least something similar to Civ 7, because while there hasn't been any specific wording on Civ 7 that actually hasn't been mentioned by Firaxis at all, we do know that there is something down in the pipelines that Ed Beach is working on, and I want to talk about that along with a few of the gameplay decisions where they could take Civ 7 and the general situation, I think, after the New Frontier Pass and what we have going on now with the Leader Pass. The first big wave of news was not actually the Civ iteration announcement. It was Jake Solomon, who announced his resignment after having worked at Firaxis for over 23 years. We also heard some news about a year or two ago after the New Frontier Pass finally finished its post-production rollout process, and that was Anton Stringer, who was resigning from Firaxis, and he helped produce Civ 6. So what we do know is that Ed Beach will be working on the next title, which is presumably Civ 7, though it could be something like Civ Beyond Earth. They did not specifically mention it, though it is not unusual for them not to mention it. Several studios do not mention tags or titles for their next upcoming games just because of copyright purposes and because they may not have finalized a name. Civ 7 is probably what they're going to call it, but I mean, it is entirely up in the air depending on how wacky Firaxis wants to be. I think the bigger issue with Civ 7, though, is the fact that consoles and ports in general have not been Firaxis' strong suit, and I'm kind of praying, I'm not a console player by any means, but I'm praying in general that we see more patches and rollouts for things like the New Frontier Pass, which has not been the greatest on consoles from what I've heard, and the Leader Pass, which has not been announced to be coming to consoles from any of the news sources as far as I'm aware. So I'd like to see something that shows more support for console players. I would hate to have bought into Gathering Storm and Rise and Fall and just be left in the dark to not get this free DLC if you've already invested, again, so much time into the Civ franchise, or at least Civ 6 for that matter. So I would be royally pissed, but I do not know Firaxis' plans, unfortunately, going into the future with that. Optimization is another thread, unintended, that Civ 6 and Firaxis could do a much better job at. I think with the recent rollouts for the Leader Pass, they've done a better job, but here and there have been some kinks that they have not fully fixed, and I'd like to see a better rollout for Civ 7 in general with that and several of the features that they plan to add. That's going to be it for me for today's video, though. So if you guys have any suggestions or hopes for Civ 7, please let me know in the comments section what you'd like to see. This is going to be a fairly short video. I'm still considering going forward some new video topics, as the Civ 6 pipeline for video content is not long for this world, at least from what I can see. So if there is any video suggestions or ideas you guys have, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I hope to see you guys later, and have a great day. All right. Peace.